My husband's mother sat in my living room crying, begging me to forgive her son for his affair, when I finally said the words that made her stop. He's been sleeping with your niece for 3 years. I'm 33 years old, and I spent the last month being pressured by both families to forgive an unforgivable betrayal, until the truth about who my husband had been betraying me with turned their pleas into horrified silence. Let me start from the beginning, because the beginning matters. His name is Ryan. We met when I was 25, at my cousin's wedding. He was the best man, I was a bridesmaid, and we spent the entire reception talking. He was funny, ambitious, kind. He worked in finance, had his life together, treated me like I was the most interesting person he'd ever met. We dated for 3 years before he proposed on a beach in Hawaii at sunset. It was perfect. He was perfect. We got married 6 months later in a ceremony that made my parents cry and his mother declare it the most beautiful day of her life. For the first few years, marriage was everything I'd hoped for. We bought a house in the suburbs. We had game nights with friends. We traveled. We talked about starting a family. My parents loved him. His family loved me. We were the golden couple, the ones everyone pointed to as proof that good marriages still existed. I believed we were happy. I believed he was faithful. I believed in us. I was wrong about all of it. The truth came out 6 weeks ago in the most cliched way possible. I found a receipt. Ryan had taken his car in for service, and they'd left the paperwork in the glove compartment. I was looking for the insurance card when I found it, a hotel receipt from 3 months ago. The Riverside Inn, a boutique hotel 2 towns over. Room charge, room service for 2, champagne. We hadn't been to that hotel. We'd never even talked about going there. My hands were shaking as I checked our credit card statements. There it was. The Riverside Inn. And not just once. Multiple charges over the past year. Always on weekends when Ryan said he had work conferences or golf trips with college buddies. I confronted him that night. What's this? I held up the receipt. He barely glanced at it. Hotel charge. From that regional conference in March. You told me that conference was at the Marriott downtown.
Pause.
They moved it. The Marriott was overbooked. Really? Because I don't remember you mentioning that. And I definitely remember you showing me the Marriott booking confirmation.
His face changed.
That's the moment I knew. Before he said anything, before he admitted anything, I saw the guilt flash across his face, and I knew. Ryan, tell me the truth. Right now. Silence. Long, horrible silence. Are you having an affair? More silence. Ryan, are you having an affair? Yes. His voice was barely a whisper. I'm so sorry. Yes. The room spun. How long? It doesn't matter. How long have you been cheating on me? 3 years. He looked at the floor. A little over 3 years. 3 years. We'd been married for 7. He'd been lying to me for almost half our marriage. Who is she? That doesn't matter either. Who the fuck is she, Ryan? Someone from work. You don't know her. What's her name?
Sarah.
Her name is Sarah.
Sarah.
I ran through every Sarah I'd ever heard him mention.
Couldn't place one.
I want a divorce, I said. Please, let's talk about this. I made a mistake. I want to fix it. A 3-year affair isn't a mistake. It's a choice. Multiple choices. Thousands of them. Get out. This is my house too. Then sleep in the guest room. But stay away from me. He tried to talk to me over the next few days. I refused. I called a lawyer, filed for divorce, told my parents. That's when the pressure started. My mother called, crying. Sweetheart, don't make any rash decisions. Marriage is hard. People make mistakes. He didn't make a mistake, Mom. He had a 3-year affair. But he ended it. He wants to work on the marriage. That has to count for something. It counts for nothing. He only ended it because I found out. At least go to counseling. Give him a chance to make it right.
No.
Ryan's parents called. His father tried the practical approach. Think about the house, the investments, the life you've built. Is throwing that all away worth it? Yes, I said. Yes, it is. His mother tried the emotional approach. He loves you. He's devastated. He knows he messed up. Please, you're like a daughter to me. Don't give up on him. Don't give up on this family. He gave up on me when he started sleeping with someone else. Everyone makes mistakes. Stop calling it a mistake. I was shouting now. Mistakes are accidents. This was a deliberate, ongoing betrayal. For 3 years. She started crying.
Please. Just think about it.
He's my son. I know he's flawed, but he's trying. He wants to change. I hung up. My friends were split. Some supported me. Others suggested counseling, second chances, the sanctity of marriage vows. Vows he broke. I reminded them. Even my own brother called. Look, I'm not saying what Ryan did was okay. But divorce is extreme. Maybe take some time. See a counselor. Don't make a permanent decision in a temporary state of anger. This isn't temporary anger. This is permanent clarity. The pressure was relentless. Both families staged an intervention. Literally. They invited me to Ryan's parents' house under the pretense of discussing logistics and ambushed me with a room full of people asking me to reconsider. Ryan was there, looking appropriately devastated. His mother was crying. My mother was crying. His father was solemn. My father looked uncomfortable but nodded along with the general sentiment that I should at least try counseling. We're not asking you to forgive him immediately, Ryan's mother said. We're just asking you not to give up. Marriage is sacred. You don't throw it away at the first sign of trouble. This isn't the first sign of trouble, I said quietly. This is 3 years of trouble I didn't know about because he hid it. He's sorry. I don't care. How can you be so cold? This from my own mother. He made a mistake. Stop calling it a mistake. I stood up. He had a 3-year affair
With someone named Sarah from his work.
He lied to me for 3 years. He risked my health, my emotional well-being, our marriage. And you're all acting like I'm the unreasonable one for not wanting to forgive him. We're just saying, take some time, my father said. Don't rush into divorce. You're hurt and angry. That's understandable. But in a few months, you might feel differently. I won't. Ryan spoke for the first time. I love you. I know I don't deserve forgiveness, but I'm begging for it anyway. I'll do anything. Counseling, transparency, whatever you need. Just please, don't end our marriage. I looked at him. This man I'd loved for 8 years. Who I'd built a life with. Who'd looked me in the eye every day while lying about where he'd been and who he'd been with. Who is she? I asked. You said Sarah from work. What's her last name? Why does that matter? Because I want to know who you threw our marriage away for. What's her last name, Ryan? He looked at his mother. Then back at me. Miller. Sarah Miller. The name rang a bell.
Faint, but there.
Do I know her?
No.
She's just a colleague. Something about the way he said it, the way his mother looked away. You're lying. I know that name. How do I know that name? Silence in the room. And then it clicked. Sarah Miller. Your cousin Sarah? Katie's daughter? Ryan's face went white.
His mother made a small sound.
Oh my God. I looked around the room. He's been having an affair with his cousin? Second cousin. Ryan said weakly, as if that mattered. I've met her. At family dinners. At Christmas. At your grandmother's birthday last year. I thought back. Sarah Miller. Mid-20s, bubbly, always attached to her phone. She'd been at family gatherings. I'd made small talk with her. She'd complimented my dress once. And the whole time, she'd been sleeping with my husband. Does everyone here know? I looked around the room. Did you all know he was cheating with his cousin? We didn't know, Ryan's mother said quickly. We just found out when you did. But you knew it was Sarah Miller specifically? More silence. You knew it was family. That's why you're all so desperate for me to forgive him. Because if this gets out, if I divorce him and tell people why, the whole family will know he had an affair with his cousin. Second cousin, someone muttered. I don't care what number cousin she is. I was screaming now. He cheated on me for 3 years with a family member. Someone who's been at our house. Someone I've talked to. Someone who smiled at me while sleeping with my husband. Ryan's mother was fully sobbing now.
Please. Please don't tell people.
Think about what this will do to the family. Think about what he did to the family. He's the one who had the affair. He's the one who brought his mistress to family gatherings. We're asking you to be discreet. You're asking me to protect his reputation. And hers. And yours. You want me to quietly divorce him, cite irreconcilable differences, and never mention that he spent 3 years fucking his cousin. My own mother looked horrified.
At me.
Not at Ryan. At me. For saying it out loud. You're asking me to protect the people who betrayed me. To make this easy for them. To take my broken marriage and broken heart and broken trust and just smile and be quiet about it so no one's embarrassed. It's not about embarrassment, Ryan's father said. It's about dignity. About handling this like adults. Adults don't have 3-year affairs with their cousins. Adults don't lie to their wives for years. Adults don't bring their mistresses to family Christmas. I grabbed my purse. I'm leaving. And I'm not protecting any of you. If people ask why we're divorcing, I'm telling them the truth. All of it. You can't do that, Ryan's mother said. You'll ruin him. You'll ruin Sarah. You'll ruin this family. He ruined this family when he started sleeping with his cousin. I'm just refusing to clean up the mess. I left. The next day, Katie, Sarah's mother, Ryan's aunt, called me. We need to talk, she said coldly. About your plans. I don't have anything to say to you. Sarah is my daughter. She made a mistake. A huge mistake. But she's young, and she was confused, and Ryan pursued her. I don't care who pursued who. They're both adults. They both made choices. If you tell people about this, you'll destroy her reputation. She'll never be able to show her face at family events again.
Good.
She shouldn't. She had an affair with her cousin's husband.
Please.
I'm begging you. Handle this quietly. For Sarah's sake. Sarah didn't care about me when she was sleeping with my husband. Why should I care about her now? Because you're better than this. Because you're a good person. Because this could follow her for the rest of her life. That's not my problem. That's a consequence of her actions. Katie's voice turned sharp. If you do this, you'll never be welcome in this family again. I'm already not welcome. I'm divorcing Ryan. I won't be part of this family regardless. You're being vindictive. And petty. I'm being honest. There's a difference. She hung up. The divorce proceedings started. Ryan tried to negotiate. His lawyer suggested a quiet, quick dissolution. No fault on either side. Clean break. My lawyer looked at me. You have grounds for fault-based divorce. The affair. The deception. We can push for a better settlement if you want. I want him to admit what he did. In legal documents. I want it on the record that he had a 3-year affair with his cousin. That might not be necessary for the settlement. I don't care. I want it documented. I want the truth in writing. Ryan fought it. His lawyer argued it was unnecessarily inflammatory. That we could settle this amicably without sensationalizing the details. It's not sensationalizing, my lawyer countered. It's stating facts. Your client had an affair with a family member for 3 years. That's relevant to the dissolution. We went to mediation. Ryan sat across from me, looking defeated. Why are you doing this? He asked. Why are you trying to humiliate me? I'm not trying to humiliate you. I'm trying to tell the truth. You could just say we grew apart. That we wanted different things. No one needs to know about Sarah. I need to know I told the truth. I need to know I didn't protect you from the consequences of your choices. Even if it destroys my relationship with my family, you destroyed your relationship with your family when you slept with Sarah for 3 years. The mediation failed. We went to court. In the court documents, it was all there. The affair. The duration. The identity of the affair partner. The family connection. The judge looked at Ryan with something between pity and disgust. 3 years with a family member, she said. That's quite a betrayal. Ryan got the divorce he asked for, but not the quiet one he wanted. Word spread through both families. And then beyond. Sarah apparently broke down at a family gathering, crying that I'd ruined her life. That everyone looked at her differently now. That she couldn't date anyone because everyone knew what she'd done. Good, I said when I heard. Maybe she'll think twice before sleeping with married men. Especially married cousins. Ryan's mother called me one last time. Are you happy now? You've torn this family apart. I didn't tear anything apart. Ryan and Sarah did that. I just refused to pretend it didn't happen. We could have handled this privately. With dignity. Dignity isn't covering up an affair. Dignity is telling the truth and dealing with the consequences. You're vindictive and cruel.
No.
I'm honest. And I refuse to protect people who didn't protect me. That was 2 months ago. I'm living alone in an apartment now. The house is being sold as part of the divorce settlement. I'm rebuilding my life, my friend group, my sense of self that got so damaged by years of lies. And I have zero regrets about telling the truth. People ask me sometimes, usually people who weren't close to the situation, if I feel bad about airing dirty laundry or being vindictive. And I tell them no. I don't feel bad. I feel bad that my husband had a 3-year affair. I feel bad that his family knew it was his cousin and still asked me to forgive him quietly. I feel bad that they cared more about their reputation than about the fact that I'd been lied to for years. But I don't feel bad for telling the truth. Here's what I learned. Sometimes families protect the wrong people. Sometimes they prioritize appearances over ethics. Sometimes they ask victims to be quiet so perpetrators can avoid consequences. And sometimes the most radical thing you can do is refuse. Refuse to be quiet. Refuse to protect people who hurt you. Refuse to make betrayal convenient for betrayers. My families wanted me to take Ryan back, to forgive him, to move on quietly. They wanted me to prioritize their comfort over my truth. And I said no. Not because I'm vindictive. Not because I'm cruel. But because I deserve better than being asked to hide someone else's sins. Ryan cheated for 3 years with his cousin. That's the truth. And I'm not apologizing for telling it. Last week, I ran into Sarah at a grocery store. She saw me, turned pale, and literally left her card in the middle of an aisle to avoid me.
Good.
I hope every time she sees me, she remembers what she did, what they both did. I hope Ryan's family gatherings are awkward and tense. I hope they feel the weight of what they asked me to hide. Because I'm not hiding anymore. I'm not protecting anyone except myself. And that's not vindictive. That's self-respect. I didn't tear the family apart by telling the truth. Ryan tore it apart by having an affair with his cousin. I just refused to tape it back together with lies. And if that makes me the villain in their story, I can live with that. Because in my story, the true story, I'm the woman who refused to be silent. Who refused to forgive just to make things comfortable for people who didn't care about my comfort. Who chose truth over peace. And honesty over family loyalty. They all begged me to take him back. Until they realized what taking him back would mean. It would mean accepting that he'd betrayed me with his own cousin. It would mean pretending family gatherings weren't awkward. It would mean sitting at Christmas dinner across from the woman who'd been sleeping with my husband. They wanted me to do that.
For them.
For appearances. For family unity. And I told them no. Because I'm worth more than that. I'm worth more than being the woman who stayed quiet. Who smiled and played nice. Who protected everyone except herself. I'm worth the truth. Even when the truth is ugly. Even when the truth makes people uncomfortable. Even when the truth tears families apart. Because the family was already torn. I just stopped pretending it wasn't. And that's not something I'll ever apologize for. 3 years. With his cousin. At family gatherings. That's what they asked me to forgive quietly. And I'm so fucking glad I said no.